Hello everybody and welcome back today to round 4, but part 5 of my F1 2019 Road to Glory series. Today it is time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, a race that I am super excited for. I absolutely love this track. I've had great luck around here before, so hopefully, again, we can have some more of this amazing luck here. We currently have 30 points in the drivers and constructors standings here. We sit P5 in the drivers and P4 in the constructors. If you did miss last episode in China, go check it out. It was absolutely fantastic here. We done some brilliant racing with Sergio Perez and Nico Hülkenberg right towards the end of that one. We got quite unlucky though. We got caught out by a safety car after making a pit stop. We could have finished P6 in that race, but we did have to bring home the P7 finish. But still, more valuable points for the team. We're averaging around 10 points a race as it stands. So I will take that indeed here. We've got a chassis upgrade that is on the way here, and that will be in time for next episode at the Spanish Grand Prix, which should hopefully move us ahead of Racing Point now, which would be fantastic here. We're going to simulate the practice sessions like we always do to get us some valuable resource points. I don't tend to do practice sessions because, well, I can't be bothered to drive them. I'll just get the resource points. I just want to upgrade my car. I just want to race. I just wanted to have some competitive fun. Hopefully we're going to be competitive this weekend. Our engine is really good. Our straight line speed is really good. And I have a feeling that this is a track that we're going to suit. The weather forecast shows it's all going to be sunny here. And as I say, that is our driver standing there. We have to finish P11 there, but we've already got that goal done. We come to the R&D tree now. I don't think we have enough to purchase any upgrades. No, we don't here, so we're just going to have to carry on racing. But now it is time for qualifying around the Baku City circuit. I absolutely love this track. You've already heard me say it. Yeah, this is one of my favourites. This is honestly one of my favourites. So as long as we don't go muck it up, I think we'll be okay here. We're going to use our standard setup for this one. We don't need anything fancy. I'm probably just going to take a little bit of rear downforce off, and then we're going to harden up the tyres. But I will speak to you guys when we're done this lap. And now here we have the long run to the line here. This is where I thought the car would do okay here. But I'll take that, a P7 qualifying, very good. I believe that is our highest qualifying position so far in this career mode. The P7, I will definitely take that here.
With qualifying finished, it's
And
time to
Kimi
remind ourselves
Raikkonen
of our top three:
P8.
Vettel, Hamilton, and Charles
Oh
Leclerc.
my
Well,
word,
that's
that
it
is
qualifying, but
perfect.
don't
But
worry, we'll be back
unfortunately,
tomorrow as we head into the
Sergio
Grand
Perez
Prix.
has outqualified us, which is not good for our rivalry here. So we're going to have to try as hard as we can to beat him in the race. Hopefully, I think we'll be able to. We're usually pretty good off the start, not meaning to curse myself. I don't really know what happened to Alex Albon in that one, only P10. for the Red Bull driver, who seemed fairly competitive so far this year. So 1.2 seconds off the pace of Sebastian Vettel on pole. And then, yeah, your usual culprits down the back of the grid, the Williams cars, the Toro Rosso cars. But P7 and P8 then for qualifying around
Good day
Azerbaijan,
today. Let's have your take on it.
we will take that as a team.
Are
We've
you
got some
happy with
interview
where you'll be on
questions
the grid
now.
tomorrow?
Uh, the team plays the biggest part. I just drive the car.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you
Um,
struggling for grip or did you just misjudge some corners?
well, I mean, I did rub that wall a little bit, but it wasn't anything
Well,
catastrophic,
thanks
so I'll
anyway.
just no comment that, so we don't lose any acclaim. But yeah, a nice clean lap. The car felt really, really hooked up. As I say, I prefer this track a lot more than I prefer China. And if you remember, in China, we should have qualified P7, but we got locked up right at the end of that one. And we lost about, I think it was roughly around 3 tenths or something we lost, which ended up actually dropping us to P10. So that's really disappointing
All
here.
right. I think we can call that a successful
We
qualifying.
still don't have
Should be
enough,
in
I
with a
believe,
good
to get
car to the
any.
race.
No, we can't get any engine upgrades or anything else yet. I think after this one we may be able to get that engine upgrade. I think we do that and then we can break through into our next set of engine upgrades. But it is time then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Hopefully we can have a good
It's time
race.
to take a look at our
Hopefully we can have a better race as a team than we did last time out. But
Okay, the run into
we're
turn 1 isn't too
P5?
long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Oh, some people have had some grid penalties. We are P5 for the start of this one. Sergio Perez is P4. We've got Kimi Raikkonen in P6. Who on earth has taken grid penalties then? Well, that'll have to be Verstappen and Leclerc here, but we are away at the Azerbaijan circuit. It was a pretty decent start from us here, but the two Mercedes cars are going to be going side by side in the first corner. We've been hit by Sergio Perez on the side pod. Hopefully no damage to the car. We went right round his outside, and he did not leave us any space to work with whatsoever here. But we are trying to get past Perez, and we are through on Perez, and into lucky P4 yet again here. I think Raikkonen's been overtaken by Lance Stroll here. But it's one of the Ferrari cars that leads. I should think that'd be Sebastian Vettel, followed by Bottas, Hamilton, myself, and Perez. That's your top five currently. But a good start there. I mean, we got a hell of a whack from Perez. I'm surprised we don't really have any major damage. That could have took our rear wheel off. So I think we've got to count our blessings on that one. But just 8 tenths separate us from Hamilton for P3 here. I'd be happy though with another fourth place finish. Although if there's some cars with grid penalties behind us, they are probably going to be pretty quick down the big long straights here. Oh, we almost get it all crossed up through the castle section, which is not a place you want to understeer off the road or oversteer off the road, in fact, because you are literally centimetres away from the barriers, no matter where you are on this circuit. To be fair, you're about a centimetre away from this circuit here. This car is really snapping out on me through the corners now. I don't know what is going on. Maybe we're trying to move the brake bias a bit forward there, but this car has just become really difficult to drive all of a sudden there. Just the back end part of the lap. Maybe we do have a little bit of light rear damage here on the car from that big hit with Perez. But I'm surprised he doesn't have any damage, to be completely honest with you, as Hamilton now looks to be lining up Bottas, and I think Hamilton is going to get Bottas down the straight. I was correct. Vettel leads. He sets the fastest lap. Hamilton and Bottas are neck and neck into the first corner, but Hamilton comes out on top of his Finnish teammate Valtteri Bottas. The two racing point cars behind us as well, getting very, very racy. But what an interesting start then to this Grand Prix here. I think Raikkonen's lost places to both racing point cars, and it looks like the McLaren there as well. One of the McLarens, I believe, that could be Carlos Sainz. I think that's Carlos Sainz. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, we are on lap 2 then of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City circuit here. We set a personal best. Sector 1 time, of course we do, because you lose a lot of time on Sector 1 on the opening lap from, being stationary on the grid. You don't have the momentum. And you'll probably find that we go on to maybe set a personal best through every other section of this circuit here. So careful through the castle section there. Oh my word. Car. The car feels okay now. I think moving the brake bias forward was definitely the right plan. Remember, we are running the highest tyre pressures you can possibly run at this circuit here. That was another big locker. There we go, bouncing across the curbs here You can take a lot of that curbing on the inside there. It doesn't give you track limits, so every little helps, I guess. I mean, if it don't give you track limits, it's not cheating. That's what I say. Well, it's not cheating if it don't give you track limits. It's within the guidelines, apparently. Sebastian Vettel, though, is your leader of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton in P2 and Valtteri Bottas third here. But I think Bottas is going to come back at Hamilton. Now, down the main straight, Bottas is going to come back at Hamilton here. The two racing point cars behind me have swapped places as well. Lance Stroll's now at the P5. We've got yellow flags out for maybe a car behind us. I think that's a car behind us. It's definitely not a car in front of us. It is a car in front of us. Is it a Ferrari? Is that Charles Leclerc for 2 races this season? Oh, Charles Leclerc is going to be out with an engine failure, and he's took grid penalties this race. We have a VSC out again, but for the 3rd race in a row, a Ferrari engine will go bang. It was Charles Leclerc's engine in Bahrain. It was Kimi Raikkonen's engine in China, but it's Charles Leclerc's engine again, which has ruled him out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And after taking grid penalties as well, that's going to be very, very sore for the Ferrari team here. As we've got to be careful we don't speed here. The virtual safety car there. No! Oh, no! We just got caught out at the end of the virtual safety car. We have a drive-through penalty. Oh, no. Well. I think we're going to pull it in for the drive-through this lap then. That has just ruined our chances of a potential P4 finish, I feel. Coming off the back of a disappointing Chinese Grand Prix. And then we've gone and got ourselves a drive-through penalty here at Azerbaijan. Oh my word. Well, we overstepped the rules, we broke the rules. We now have to serve the penalty. We're coming in then for our drive-through penalty, and then we'll make our pit stop next lap here. But what on earth was I doing under that virtual safety car there? I was going to say they were leaving it late here, but this has put us right to the very back here. I mean, at least we're still with the rest of the cars here. I mean, we're right on the tail of Robert Kubica for 18th position here. But we are going to pull the car into the pit lane this lap here. So, if we want to score points in this race, we need a hell of a comeback drive. Because, as it stands, we are dead last. Legitimately, we are dead last. Because of a... wow, it just the second... I had green delta the whole way through that VSC, and the second I put my throttle on and went over to red, the virtual safety car ended, we got caught speeding. That is unbelievable luck. That is appalling from us. I should not be making errors like that. I've never made an error like that before. That's my first time I've ever sped under a virtual safety car. And it has ruined our Grand Prix here. It has absolutely ruined our race. I was maybe going to say, if the two Mercedes cars keep squabbling, we could even be on for a podium here if them two get in the way. I mean, that was very unlikely. I do have to agree, that was very unlikely here. Does it look like one of the Red Bull cars? It's going up against the Haas here. I think that is that Max Verstappen? I think that's Max Verstappen going up against one of the Haas cars. Because Verstappen would be further back with grid penalties here. But we're going to be all over the back of Robert Kubica. I mean, it's not going to matter. We're going into the pit lane this lap here. But we're past Robert Kubica here. We're going to have the DRS as we enter the pit lane here. So we need to be careful not to get our second speeding penalty this race here. But, and a small error with big consequences for us here. We are last in this Grand Prix. We need a comeback drive. We need to be fast. We need to be aggressive. We have nothing to lose now in this race. But it is going to be difficult. It is going to be a difficult Grand Prix here. But still, we have 8 laps. Is that 8 laps? No, that is... Hang on. That is 8 laps, I believe. It is 8 laps. Pretty concerning I can't do 8 plus 5. 8 laps to go of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. we've just got to hope this undercut gains us a few places. I mean, there was a lot of cars squabbling in front of us. If they can lose more times, that would be perfect for us here. But I mean, just so unlucky. I mean, wow. The second we applied the throttle there, we got a drive-through penalty. A drive-through penalty that has cost us dearly around the Baku circuit. But we can't dwell on it. It's happened. We've served the penalty now. We've got to get our head down and we've got to come back and try and get some points. I mean, hey, we're right with everyone still. It's not like we're a million miles off the back of everyone. I think, well, I mean, we were ahead of Kubica by the time we came into the pit stop here. So we are right on the back of that ginormous pack of cars. We can get some overtaking done. We can. This car is good at overtaking. We know that. It's a competitive car here. As Sebastian Vettel, the leader of this race, has just pulled into the pit lane along with multiple other cars. So we've got to drive this car as hard and as fast as possible now. The medium tyres are going to give us the grip we need here. But only a few cars then coming into the pit lane here. One of the Racing Point cars is a Red Bull car in the pit lane as well. I think that's Alex Albon in the Red Bull. Oh no, sorry, it is Max Verstappen. That is Max Verstappen in the Red Bull car. We could race Verstappen by the end of the race. We could be racing Max Verstappen by the end of this Grand Prix. I mean, there he is right in front of us then. But we just need to carry on and we need to set some good laps. So 4.4 seconds is the gap between ourselves and Verstappen. A car that we were sitting comfortably ahead of before our penalty there. You never know, we might get lucky, we might have a late race safety car or something. Which, I mean, well, we can hope that we'll have a late race safety car. That would really, really help us. That would do us a massive favour in this Grand Prix. But I don't think it will be there. Our acclaim's going to go down after this race, I can already tell, because not only are we going to be losing to our rival, but we're going to have a penalty here and we might not even finish this Grand Prix in the points, which would be very frustrating. Have we gained anything on Max Verstappen? No, we've lost 6/10. Wow. I mean, this race keeps getting worse and worse here. Kimi Räikkönen, though, in the pit lane, hopefully he can score us some points. He was running, I believe, P8. So he lost a few places off the start there, a couple of places to Lance Stroll and then the McLaren of what I think is Carlos Sainz. I don't know though. So, you never know. Hopefully we can get some good points still from Raikkonen's side of the garage. But just really unfortunate that there is Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen directly in front of us then. We're ahead of Alex Albon. Okay, we are ahead of Alexander Albon. This is good. This is very good. And I can see the racing points. The racing point cars are right in front of us as well. So we are gaining time. We are gaining a lot of time here. We just need to keep cool. We need to keep calm and keep cool and keep collected. Because we don't want to go making any more silly mistakes. We've already had enough of them this race here. It's a personal best first sector here. We are back in the pack again to race. I think that's one of the racing point. It is one of the racing point cars. So we can't have lost too much time. Well, if we have lost a lot of time, we've definitely gained it back again. Because they were directly behind us before we got that drive-through penalty. So this is actually really good news here. Kimi Räikkönen, I know he was still in the points, and I know he was quite a few places into the points. So maybe we could still be on for a points finish, just through a really good undercut strategy. But who knows here, we're all being held up by Max Verstappen, it would seem. Which, I mean, how many people do you hear getting held up by Max Verstappen? Usually, you're the person holding up Max Verstappen, or you're the person trying to chase him down. Never usually getting held up by him here, but it looks like we are going to have a run here on Kimi Räikkönen here, our teammate. This is for P16, not legitimately P16 on the road here. We're going to have a run on the Renault as well there. Is that Daniel Ricciardo in the Renault? Yet to score yet this season, and we're going to get both of them down the straight. Could we even get Verstappen here going into the first corner? It's going to be a big lock up there. Oh my word, we almost go storming into the back of Max Verstappen. We are P10. We are in the points. well, as it stands anyway. I don't know if... I don't know. Oh, we've still got some cars yet to pit. I think we still have some cars yet to pit in this Grand Prix. But we need to just bide our time here. Verstappen, is he going to try and move on that racing point car? I think he was thinking about it there. But he's going to hit the inside curb here. We're going to get a brilliant drive on the exit. And just like we were in Bahrain, we are now racing with Max Verstappen. We are right around the outside of him. We take P9 from Max Verstappen here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is the type of moves we need to be making at this stage in the race here. We have got to save on fuel a little bit though, because we are running in higher revs. So just through this slower section of the circuit, I'm going to tone the engine down a bit, and we're just going to stock back up on some fuel here. This car is very good on fuel consumption, I will not lie. It is, it doesn't absolutely burn through it. I mean, I do, because that's just the way I drive. But this car is quite good on fuel here. We're just going to do a little bit more saving through here. Maybe just try and run in standard revs. There's so much of that curb. We're using so much of that curb here. And I think we're just out of DRS. We've got to try and get on the back of Stroll again here. We're going to have to turn the engine up to rich revs. We have to try and overtake Lance Stroll maybe. I don't think we're going to have DRS. We are going to have DRS this lap. Oh, this is going to help us. This is going to help us here. We can turn the engine back down into lean maybe. Lean mixture here. We're not going to quite have the power output here, but you can see how we're saving fuel there. That is going to help us big time. And we're up into P7. We are P7. Okay, I think we are actually P7 on the road as well. So this is good. This is good. We're fighting Stroll for P6. I would be happy with a P6 finish, but the race still has 4 laps to go here. Anything can happen. Well, I mean, we know anything can happen. In the remaining 4 laps of the race, Charles Leclerc's engine went bang in Bahrain in the final 4 laps of the Grand Prix. But we just need to stay calm, stay collective here. Raikkonen is in the points. Raikkonen is in the top 10. He is 10th place. So Raikkonen on for his first point of the season, as is the Toro Rosso of Danny Kvyat. We haven't really spoke about the Toro Rosso cars much this season, apart from me at the start of this episode saying, no, I won't be rivals with them because they're always at the back of the field. Well, Kvyat has showed up and is in fact racing Max Verstappen's Red Bull. It is this season just never fails to impress me. Danny Kvyat in the Toro Rosso is racing Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. What on earth is going on in this Grand Prix? Wow, what a wacky race. What a really, really, really wacky race here. We could have had a bit more from this race if it wasn't for that speeding penalty here. Oh, we're going to catch Stroll at such an inconvenient time now. We have to let off here, but now we're going to be on the power. We're going to be in the slipstream here. I think we're going to have the DRS. We are going to have the DRS as well to help propel us further down the straight. We are into P6. It is Carlos Sainz right in front of us now in P5. I don't think we're going to catch him. He's 2.6 seconds down the road. But if he gets battling with Sergio Perez, then we may have a chance to be battling Carlos Sainz by the end of this one, and maybe even Sergio Perez. I mean, they're running very close. Hopefully, they're going to get into a little bit of a battle down this straight. I believe they are here. Sainz looks to be in the slipstream of Perez. He'll have the DRS, he'll have the battery. He may even have the higher engine modes if he's got enough fuel saved. But we are into P6. Now, the goal here will just be to defend from all the cars behind, because if we can go from effectively last to P6, I will take that here. We've lost a couple tenths to Carlos Sainz through the first sector, which I expect, because if Sainz is going to have DRS on the car in front, he will be a lot faster than we will. But we've just got to calm down here a bit. We're gonna. Whoa, there! That was very close to the inside wall. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I just seem to be braking really early for corners. I'm a second off the pace all of a sudden. Okay, I need to calm down, but I don't need to calm down that much, because if not, I am going to start losing time here. Yeah, again, you take so much of that curve. I mean, you are effectively cutting the corner, but as I say, they say it counts, so I'm going to use it. If they say it counts, I'm going to use it. But this straight, we really catch people here. We can really open up the car, run it in high revs. Sainz, though, is going to be all over the back of Sergio Perez for P4. McLaren versus Racing Point here. Sainz He's racing Perez here. He is going to pull a move to the outside. Will Carlos Sainz get the move? I believe he will. Carlos Sainz moves up then into P4 for McLaren in this race, right round the outside of Sergio Perez at the first corner here. Nice move, nice and tidy move for Carlos Sainz. But Sergio Perez directly in front of us. Now, how I'd love him to be a couple seconds closer, because he is our rival. But now, it looks like Perez versus Sainz yet again here. And Sainz will stay ahead of Sergio Perez here. We're catching the cars in front. We've got 2 laps to go here. We're catching Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz a lot here. Yeah, I've taken a second out of them so far this lap. That's what I said. You know, if they're battling, then you never know. Keep our nose tidy, and we can, or keep our nose clean, should I say? Keep our car tidy, and we can race. We can get good positions here, as long as we stay out of trouble. Sebastian Vettel is your race leader then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. He's going to be starting the penultimate lap of the race anytime now. And we have still got a little while until we start the penultimate lap of the race here. Just being a bit behind here, but look how much we're catching up to the back of Perez and Sainz. 1.3 seconds is the gap. Could we overtake Sergio Perez before the end of the race? I don't know if we can, but we'll definitely give it a go here. Perez is going to have the DRS though on Carlos Sainz. If these two can get into a lovely little battle again, I mean, wow, we're pulling away from the cars behind here. Look at that though, Perez is going to go back through on the inside and he will take P4 off Carlos Sainz yet again, so they're swapping positions here. But hey, if these two keep battling, I can catch them. If these two keep battling, I can catch them. That's just what I've got to keep telling myself. And there they are, look, they're right there. I'm reining them in here. Carlos Sainz though will now be all over the back of Sergio Perez, and if these two are fighting through this corner, they'll definitely catch him, because you lose so much time going side by side with another car through this corner. Oh, I mean, they weren't going side by side here, but they definitely lost time. And now I've got to be within a second of Carlos Sainz, surely here. And I think I will be. Let's have a look. What does the time say? 0.8 of a second. We're going to have DRS for the final lap of this Grand Prix. Down the main straight here, we got to get some moves done. There's 2 cars in front of us. Maybe we can try and pick off one if we can get down that long main straight here. Save up as much fuel as we can. We've got to run this thing in as high revs as possible. But now, Sergio Perez has got to try and hold on to P4 here. He's got the McLaren of Carlos Sainz directly behind him. He's got us in the Alfa Romeo to contend with as well here. But Sainz is going to go for it. That's a very, very risky move, but it's going to pay off. Carlos Sainz back up to P4. We're right on the back of Sergio Perez. And Carlos Sainz now, only 2 tenths separating us all. We're now going to be starting the final lap here. We make contact with the back of Sergio Perez, just like he did with us at the start of the race. So we have to back out on that one. I'm not going side by side with you there. But what an overtake from Carlos Sainz. We're going to have DRS here on the pair of them. Can we get an overtake done? We're going to have the battery now, starting the final lap of this Grand Prix. I'm going to pull to the inside. It's going to be 2 moves in 1 corner. If we can get past them both, yes we can in the Alfa Romeo car. We are up into P4, which is where we should have been, where we were running before we got that penalty. Now we have to defend from these guys. Unreal. What a recovery drive. If we can hold on to P4, this will be some of the best points. Well, this will be the best points we've ever scored on this Road to Glory career mode. It could be our third 4th place finish in the first 4 races. How about that for a tongue twister? I don't think we're going to be catching P3 anytime soon. Valtteri Bottas is 16 seconds ahead of us. The top 3 so spaced out here. But it looks like it's going to be another runaway victory though for Sebastian Vettel. I mean, Ferrari this year have such a strong package of a car. I mean, it's good. It's a fast moving machine. That car is second to none. Sebastian Vettel will round the final corner for Ferrari. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix can only be won by one, and this year it's going to the German driver. Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari takes P1. It'll be Lewis Hamilton in P2. Valtteri Bottas will round off the podium here. But for us, it's going to be another fourth place finish here. But our best fourth place finish of them all here. We recovered from a drive-through penalty. And we're going to go from dead last to P4 in this Grand Prix. We now cross the line. We take fourth place in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What a result! And a final lap double overtake puts us ahead of Sergio Perez, our main rival. Mattia Bernard is going to be happy with that one. Sebastian Vettel is going to be happy with that one. But I'll tell you for certain, I am very happy with that one. And Kimi Raikkonen takes his first point of the season. It's double points for the Alfa Romeo cars. Carlos Sainz, though, P6 in the McLaren. Lance Stroll, P7. I did not realise Danny Kvyat is P8. Unreal job from the Toro Rosso driver. But we will move ahead of Charles Leclerc yet again. 42 points. We're only 8 points behind Valtteri Bottas. Unreal stuff. Unreal. Wait, sorry, no. We're only 6 points behind Valtteri Bottas. We stay P4 though, but we are now only 1 point off the Red Bull cars in the Constructors' Championship. We're going to advance here. Maybe answer some interview questions if we have any to do.
Amazing
But,
performance out there.
wow.
I'm sure you're
What
pretty
a
happy
final
with that.
lap.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it? Do you think you were lucky not to end your... Well, thanks anyway.
I didn't want to put an answer in for the do you think you were going to end your race with that crash, because I know whatever I was going to put was going to lower my reputation. If you put no comment, it doesn't affect your reputation whatsoever. It doesn't make it any higher or any lower. So here we go though. It's going to be drawing with Sergio Perez. We're leading Kimi Raikkonen though by quite some way. We're going to get a lot of resource points. Our reputation is going to go up massively. Of course it is.
Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one. It's time for us to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest
We're not going to get this contract. No, we're not.
They aren't coming round to that proposal. Let's try something else.
What about if we do level 1 on everything?
They didn't like
Ooh.
those terms. Let's try again.
If we set our qualifying to P11 on our race. Hopefully this is going to be... Yes, that's going to be
that
enough.
proposal looks good.
Wow, we
It
can have
seems all parties are
75%
happy
bonus
with the
points
deal,
here.
so it'll commence at the
And
next
then
race
we
weekend.
can get ourselves some power upgrades in time for the Monaco Grand Prix, which is in 2 races' time. But guys, that is it for a crazy classic Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What a race, recovering from a drive-through penalty to finish 4th, a double overtake on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Drama the whole way through that one, some shock finishes, a shock retirement, just downright madness the whole way through that Grand Prix. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already. But until the next one, take care guys. Cheers.